Most people go through life sedated by a fabricated reality, clinging to the idea that human beings are naturally good and systems are inherently fair. You spend decades doing exactly what you were told, following all the correct steps, and quietly wondering why the math never seems to add up to the promised success. While you are operating on the assumption of mutual honesty, others are scanning for leverage. They treat your compliance and predictability not as shared virtues, but as a resource to extract. If you refuse to let go of these comforting childhood illusions, you are choosing to remain a perpetual victim in a machine built to use you. To break this cycle, you have to shatter the idea that the world owes you a fair outcome. You must trade your current worldview for a cold assessment of the mechanics hidden behind it. The absolute bedrock of this awakening starts with accepting a difficult observation. People rarely mean a word they say. Stop for a second and think about the sheer exhaustion of playing by fake rules. What is one thing in your daily life you are wasting energy trying to control? Drop it in the comments right now. Waking up requires unlearning your earliest social conditioning. You have to abandon the belief that a spoken promise carries actual weight, or that a heartfelt apology guarantees any real change in behavior. Language is simply a performance. It is a cheap, entirely effortless tool used by manipulators to manage your perception and pull value out of you in the present moment. A skilled manipulator will look you dead in the eye and hand you a beautiful lie for one distinct reason. They know you are desperate to believe it. The strategy is flawless. If they can pacify you with an empty assurance, you stop demanding accountability, and you quietly surrender whatever leverage you hold. The new rule you must operate by is absolute. Mute their words entirely and start ruthlessly auditing what they do. The moment you do this, the confusion evaporates. When someone who claims to love you continues to cause you pain, it is not an accident. Their actions are screaming their true, unfiltered intent. Every choice we make is filtered through an internal calculator, long before we ever put words to our intentions. Look at this diagram tracking human motivation. We prioritize altruism as a social ideal, but beneath every choice is a silent biological calculation. What is in this for me? Even outward generosity ultimately routes backward to protecting a reputation, maintaining a self-image, or serving personal values. This biological math is not a moral failing. It is simply the raw, hardwired reality of how human beings have survived for thousands of years. Reframe your worst experiences through this lens. When you get abandoned, it is rarely a personal attack. The person who betrayed you simply ran the math and prioritized their own survival over yours. Connect this raw biological reality to your own past. Have you ever had a disaster turn into your greatest blessing? Share your experience below. When you fully internalize this survival math, the paralyzing shock of betrayal disappears. You stop expecting loyalty from people who gain nothing by being loyal to you. Decoding individual behavior is only half the battle. If you stop there, you remain blind to the macro architecture of the world, a system actively designed to keep you powerless. To navigate it, you have to shatter the most deeply ingrained societal illusion of all, the comforting lie of meritocracy. The individuals sitting at the absolute apex of society did not get there by keeping their heads down, playing by the rules, and waiting patiently for the reward they deserve. The hidden currency of the macro system does not care about your hard work. It exclusively rewards leverage, impeccable timing, and ruthless positioning. If you spend your life complaining about systemic unfairness and waiting for cosmic justice to arrive, you are burning your energy playing a game that does not actually exist. The ultimate reality of both human biology and human society is identical. Self-interest is the absolute law of nature. Apologizing for prioritizing your own life, or naively expecting the system to prioritize it for you, is a fatal mistake. Step out of the fog of comforting lies and play the board exactly as it is. Stop asking for fairness and start building leverage.